What's up, guys? Welcome to the Rest Hold Podcast. This is episode 15, brought to you by your boys, Tanner Fred and me, Zach Foreman. Tanner, say what's up to the people.
What's up, everybody? Coming off the freshly off WWE Crown Jewel 2021.
Yeah, so this is a first for us, obviously. Probably first for most people, but instant reactions from a Thursday night.
2 hours ago.
Let's do it. Let's hop right in. Let's say it. Crown Jewel, what do you give it out of 10?
7.
7.
I'm gonna say 7.
7's good.
Yeah.
7's good. I was leaning even a little bit higher.
Okay.
I was leaning maybe 8, maybe 8.5.
I mean, I had a lot of more issues with things than you did. There's a lot of stuff you really liked that I was not a big fan of.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that later down the road. But
yeah,
I thought it was solid. I thought it was, again, keeping with their track of pretty solid pay-per-views in a row.
Right. So for me, I'm giving it this 8, 8.5. But don't let that distract you from the fact these outcomes were very predictable.
Oh, there wasn't really
there was no shocks.
No, not a single shocker. No.
So I'm grading it on this just based on like the entire package. The venue was great. It looked amazing. The crowd was great, really into it. And all the matches delivered, in my opinion. There were some things left to be desired. And why don't we hop right into it?
Start off in the beginning. I thought Seth and Edge had a phenomenal match.
Oh man, another match of the year candidate. I think this is right up there with Walter and Dragunov, maybe even better.
It was very, very good.
They did what you expect out of a Hell in a Cell.
And we kept saying, like, if they had the chance, Edge was in his prime, they put on the best match of all time. And again, this match was phenomenal, but Edge in his prime in this match, and it's the greatest match you've ever watched.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue against that. I know obviously it's a hypothetical, but these two guys today delivered a match of the year candidate. Imagine Prime Edge and Seth Rollins going at it. It would have been incredible.
There's something special when you put two Hall of Fame guys in Hell in a Cell. We've seen it before with Edge and Taker, like Taker and Edge. There's just something special that happens when you give those guys that creativity.
Yeah, and
we saw that once again.
I mean, I have a couple notes about it, and one of the things that stood out to me was how epic the table shot was.
Dude,
for Seth.
What the hell is wrong with him?
Dude, he sold out for that.
There's not enough money on this earth for me to take that spot.
He got pushed off. Not only did he get pushed off, he jumped higher into the fence, bumped off the fence, and fell straight to earth.
He probably fell
through the table.
7 feet to the table.
Yeah.
Like 9 feet to the ground.
Yeah, because the table obviously is like falling from the apron, falling from the top of the turnbuckle. That's high.
Yeah.
That's high. To the ground. That's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, what else is there really to say but these guys delivered? I have like a bunch of their good spots. Like when he hits the unprettier. That's awesome.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I know Christian's gone, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hits the pedigree. That's awesome. Bring that back.
Yep.
My personal favorite spot, the buckle bomb to a spear.
The buckle bomb spear was a lot smoother than I expected it to be.
I am watching this and I see the buckle bomb spear. I'm like, there's no way it kicks out.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I thought that was it.
I was like, that's the match.
That was it too.
And guess what? If that ended, that's still a phenomenal match.
I would have been happier with that than how they ended it this time.
Yeah, so let's get into that. Let's get into the finish.
The final finish is fine. The stomp on the chair, poetic justice with Edge, blah blah blah. This man took a super kick with a chain around Seth's foot and was just fine afterwards.
Yeah, so that's with this match. That is my only problem. Like, I understand the outcome. I would have preferred Seth to win, but Edge winning, whatever. I don't care. That's not make or break for me. But the means to how they got there, they had Seth lace up the chain, hit multiple moves with this chain, and then Edge is dead.
Yeah.
He's just laying there dead. So, I mean, for him to get up and recover from that, the chair shot to the nuts, okay, I get it. It's fun, but, gotta make those things matter. Because he was knocking him down with normal super kicks.
Last time.
Yeah, so now you're hitting him with a chain super kick to an injured man, it's...
I think, too, just don't do the super kicks.
Yeah.
Just go for the stomp right away and then let Edge do his thing.
Yeah.
And then it's fine. It's like, he never got the chain kick off, blah, 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 pride before the fall.
Always.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that he was throwing out these chained super kicks and Edge is just okay afterwards, what really didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
But
another spot nobody should be taking, especially not Edge. The sunset flip power bomb through the table off the ladder.
The thing is, like, I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, like, it's not that much different than his normal sunset power bomb.
Right. I know. And if anything, his
It's
lower
just
back
it's a little bit higher.
His lower back caught the table.
Yeah,
It
he
wasn't
hit in
really-
the neck.
But it's just like Edge still selling out for the company.
Yeah,
I love
100%.
it.
100%. Yeah, but, I mean, like I'm saying, yeah, still, like, I feel like the table is probably a little bit not as bad.
Yeah.
Because you
maybe
have, like, it
some
breaks your
break
fall
the
a little bit.
bit.
Yeah, and it's not like the table hurts.
What do you give this match?
This is probably like a 9.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would give this. This is really, really good match of the year. I'm not like the big, I'm like the everything's a 5-star, everything's a 10. Like,
this is close.
Close.
Yeah.
It's probably the closest I'll ever give to a 10, unless I see the best match of my entire life.
Yeah. All right.
The only 10 I can think of right now is that Brock Cena Seth triple threat. That's a 10 for me.
I think for me maybe Taker and Triple H and the
That's probably a
with
10.
Shawn.
Because
Yeah.
that was a perfect match.
Yeah, I think that one's for me.
Yeah.
But whatever, that's not important. This was a phenomenal match, match of the year candidate. I think a good come down match, kind of delivered on its own, was Mansoor and Ali.
Yeah, 100%. I thought it was a good match. It served its purpose. The guy who was supposed to win won.
Yep.
Ali did a good job.
Yep.
He fought a karate player.
Yeah, what was that, Michael?
Yeah.
Was that Michael Cole?
It was
right?
Michael Cole.
He said, "I'm the karate player."
Yeah, it's
I'm not
just say
sure
the-
that's the
The
term.
martial artist.
Yeah.
The-
You know, call it what you will. But
that is tough though. Like, what do you call
it? It's
like a karate-er?
Yeah.
A karate guy.
I
I feel like just go with like martial artist.
Yeah, martial
karate.
artists probably would have done better.
Yeah.
Representing the country during the Olympics. That's it. You didn't even have to say.
In karate. Oh, you
Yeah.
said it was in karate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have to say the karate player.
You know, whatever. Good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The atomic drop, spine
Yeah.
buster from
The
Mansoor is
atomic
really,
drop
really good.
spine buster is an awesome.
He can't do it to everybody, obviously,
Right.
but it's a good spot. And it works with Ali.
It was a great spine
Yeah.
buster too.
Yeah, it was
the
a
leg
really
kick,
good spine
all
buster.
that.
Yeah, he has a good one.
Mansoor is just, pleasantly surprising me all the time.
He's
He
good.
Is very good.
He's good. He's really good. I like him a
Yeah.
lot, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good find for them.
Yeah, it is. 100%.
AJ Omos and RK Bro.
I mean, it wasn't bad by any means. It was just what I expected it to be.
Yeah, I didn't ever think that AJ and Omos were going to get the belts back.
No.
Digressing just for 1 second. Riddle coming out on a
Oh,
camel?
No, the dromedary.
Huh?
You didn't hear what Michael Cole
No.
said? Yeah, it's a camel with one hump.
Oh.
Dromedary.
Oh, okay.
Not a
cool.
camel.
So he knows that, but he still calls you a karate
Yeah,
guy.
it's a karate guy.
The
Yeah,
karate guy.
knows his mammals, but does not know martial arts.
Big fan of
Yeah.
the desert animals.
100%.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, no, that was cool. As soon as he went back, I'm like, oh, he's coming out in the camel, 100%.
Yeah,
I was like 100% coming out in the camel.
Yeah, I didn't even have the creativity to come up with that. I was like, oh, who knows? What's he doing back
It's just
there?
something Riddle would do.
Yeah.
Just be like, yeah, he's gonna come out in a camel for
Yeah.
sure. And as soon as that happens, they win.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
They definitely weren't losing after that.
No shot.
Omos looks good.
Yeah, he's getting better every single time.
He's
and like
getting
they
better.
said during the match, he's like gaining confidence. He's a killer.
Yeah.
Which is very good.
Yeah, it's nice to see him start buying into himself. He's a lot less hesitant on some of these moves. Like
Yeah.
you can tell some things because he is so big.
Yeah.
Like some things he's still a little concerned about, still a little reserved.
I mean, it is hard to be control of your body when it's that much of a body. Like it's a lot.
It's a big body.
Yeah.
It's a very big body.
Yeah. So like, I don't blame
But
him.
he's even like exploring a little bit. Moves that are a little different.
Yeah, but I mean, even in his prime, Big Show was still a little hesitant to do certain things.
Yeah,
Like
you
it's
gotta
when you're a big guy like that, you don't want to get hurt.
little
Yeah.
injuries hurt.
And you don't want to kill somebody.
Yeah, especially you saw him. He was most hesitant on standing on Randy.
Yeah, he didn't
Like,
want to do that.
He didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, ended up doing it fine.
Yeah, he did it.
Didn't
but-
want to do
Yeah,
it.
no.
I mean, imagine rolling an ankle like that. That's a long way
imagine
down.
him killing Randy Orton like that.
Yeah. It's a long way down from the top. If you slip off.
No,
Randy,
you're right. You're right. But at the same time, like,
Killing Randy.
yeah, I don't know what's worse.
You're probably killing Randy.
Yeah, definitely
Probably
killing Randy. Yeah.
Oh, just as one of my notes here for this match, does anybody work a crowd as good as Randy Orton?
No one in the world.
I mean, was like excited to see this match mostly because it would end the feud,
Yeah.
and I knew they would deliver. But when the match started, Randy is working the crowd. He is getting them fired up. He's getting me fired up, and I'm at home.
Yeah, literally.
Like he's doing the little things. Like before he stomps AJ's arm, he looks to the crowd, gets them all riled up, stomp. Like
yeah.
that's the attributes of a great wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we say it. We both acknowledge how great Randy is. He was like our top 1 or 3.
Yeah.
The whole, like, it's crazy how good he is. But nobody's doing that.
No, not a lot of people do that
yeah.
anymore. That was a very like end of Attitude Era thing to do. Like Cena did it a lot with his 5-knuckle shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
H did a lot after his spine buster. Like Batista would do it before the Batista bomb. Things like that, where they don't really do it the same way anymore.
Yeah, now they're not really working the crowd for like normal moves as much as everybody has like a countdown. Like Drew does the countdown to the Claymore. Roman does like the ooh
basically a countdown. Yeah.
Big E starts the clap. Like
Yeah.
everybody's doing kind of like a thing to let you know that, you know, either a potential finish or the finish is coming.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's like working the crowd on an easy move anymore.
Yeah.
Like, where Randy is just bodying people and throwing them around.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's nice to see those things.
Yeah, no, it's a good little throwback to a forgotten era.
To a better time.
Maybe.
And then the finish.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it so many times. It's exciting every time.
That's the thing. Is like, I know it's coming. Everyone knows it's coming.
Yeah, it's still good.
The phenomenal forearm to the RKO. Like, he's standing sideways. You know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, when Randy hits that RKO, it just gets you.
It's exciting. It's exciting every single time.
It is the best, I think, the best move in professional wrestling.
The RKO?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. It's probably the best move ever.
It's very close because, one, the out of nowhere, like the cliche is, but it just is fun to watch. To watch you go full parallel to the floor. Like,
it's not even just that either. It's just the way he's managed to like keep it fresh and like the creative ways that he's hit it, like the stomp with Seth, the classic, the choke slam from Taker. Like he's stayed creative with it for so long that it's still an exciting move.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it.
And you can hit it on anyone.
Literally,
that's such an important thing.
Like, yes, that's huge. So, like, people with big man moves and big finishers, like Big E. So, like, Big E's an exception to the rule because he's so big and so strong.
Yeah.
But, like, people that have finishers like that, you can't necessarily do that to everybody.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
I like
it's
Randy.
a good move. It's fun. It's exciting.
Can't say any more great things about Randy.
No, of course not. I mean, you could, but...
I could actually go all day.
Yeah, literally all day. Anyway, moving on to the next match.
The Queen's Crown tournament.
Think they got the winner, right?
They got the winner right.
I think it should have been Zelina. That was actually like a really clean code red.
Yeah.
Like a lot better than I expected it to end up being.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the overall match, though?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was exactly what we expected it to be.
Right.
I didn't think it was great, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, so the thing is, Doudrop is so much bigger than Zelina.
Yeah, that was
like,
tough.
Well, Doudrop is like, you know, bigger than a few other girls on the roster as well.
Zelina's so
small.
Yeah.
So
she's like 4'9".
Yeah, and she's maybe like 97 pounds.
Yeah.
Like maybe. Tops.
Yeah.
And like the size disparity is sometimes very hard to overcome. And sure, they did for the finish. They overcame it for the finish. That was nice. It looked clean, like you said. But you can only do so much with a match like that.
100%, yeah. So, I mean, they did okay. Like, there's some spots where, like this probably work better with people of similar sizes and that kind of stuff, but
like when you saw Zelina and Carmella, good, similar sizes. Yeah. You know, Carmella's still taller, but like not as drastic. You know, overall size difference. But like, I mean, you do what you can with what you got.
And I thought they did pretty well with what they had.
And I mean, the fans seem to love Doudrop.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Crowd pop for her.
I mean, the crowd was tremendous the whole show.
Yeah, it was a great crowd. Very good
awesome
crowd. Strong crowd.
Yeah.
I mean,
so they definitely helped make. I feel like some of the matches are probably weren't as good on like a Raw.
Sound better.
Feel a lot better.
Like if you told me that, and this is, I mean, maybe me being, you know, whatever. If you told me Zelina and Doudrop were fighting on Raw, I'd probably not watch it.
Probably
skip it.
Yeah, probably turn on Monday Night Football.
Probably skip it.
But,
exactly.
I don't know. They made it exciting. I mean, I like Zelina. I think she'll be good in this role. Kind of like the vindictive queen.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how she does this. She might not even wrestle again. She might just take some more time
maybe.
just being a queen.
That'd be cool. I'd be here for it.
Just cutting promos on everybody.
Yeah.
I
think like the king and queen should be like
a different role. Yeah.
Maybe just like a not Money in the Bank, but like a transition into a championship opportunity. It doesn't even have to be like the main belt.
Right, I agree.
It should be like, and it doesn't have to be like you announce that they're getting a title shot.
Right.
But that role should be a transition into something a little bit more important.
Yeah, like with, you know, just looking at a bit, like with Carmelo and the NXT Championship. Like, when you win the breakout tournament, you get a title shot. I don't need
not the way they did it, because that was literally just Money in the Bank.
Yes, I don't need that. But, like, you should keep those guys in mind. Like, when you win a tournament, you should matter somewhere down the road. So, like, when Shinsuke when Corbin won it, Corbin did nothing.
I mean, let's talk about that, though. When Shinsuke got it, he became Intercontinental Champion like a month later.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that we're talking about, to keep them relevant, on the island of relevancy.
Yeah, so Shinsuke had it for a cup of coffee, became a champion.
Yeah.
But, like, Corbin, you hold it for a year, you're out there every day, you're doing the whole 9 of being, I'm king of the ring. Like, what'd you do with it?
Yeah, cool.
You got dog food poured on you.
Yeah, like sick.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, but no, that was good. So, we'll see. I'm excited for Zelina.
Yeah.
That, you know what that means to me, though, is that she will be on TV.
Uh-huh.
She'll get her time to shine,
Yeah.
and that's what everybody wanted.
Yeah, no, she'll definitely be on TV. That's what I said. Like, I tweeted out after she won, like, really great for her. Like, she's one of those people that works hard and kind of has been overlooked. Yeah. So now you have to keep her on TV. So good for her. She deserves it.
Yeah. Maybe looking ahead, not really necessarily for our recap show, but maybe she gets, like, servants. Like, maybe she gets Carmella.
As, like, a servant?
Because you know how they were kind of doing, like,
They were. Yeah, that's true. That'd be kind of funny. It
would be funny. But that's just looking
Also, it'd be a good way to bring people up.
Yes.
Just find somebody.
Yeah, go work for the queen and...
they don't even have to wrestle.
Yeah.
Or, like, they can be, like, bad. It really doesn't matter.
The court jester, yeah.
Like, literally, just have them on TV.
Yeah, absolutely. That brings us to...
Yep. We all knew this day was coming.
This brings us to the worst match of potentially the year.
Yeah.
And I don't say that lightly.
No.
Not that the match itself was so terrible.
Nope.
It's the implications moving forward.
Yep.
This brings us to Bobby Lashley and Bill Goldberg. Why don't you bring us here? Why don't you bring us into this one?
So, Goldberg won. Why? Could not tell you. Bobby was dominating. Bobby was looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Going through it. Mm-hmm. Beating the piss out of Goldberg. And purposely attacking the injured knee of Goldberg.
Yep.
Multiple times.
Yep.
Stomping it out. Mm-hmm. Putting it in a chair. Stomping it out with the chair on it.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 blah.
And to Goldberg's credit, he sold the knee. You know, the whole match, he was selling the knee after that, to his credit. He was like limping around on it.
Oh, yeah. He was limping?
Yeah, I mean.
Sick.
And then
he hit a spear.
A second spear. I said to his credit.
A jackhammer, a back body drop on Alexander, and then a third spear. So what part of that was sold?
Well, he
limped when he wasn't doing moves?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem, though. Like,
the jackhammer was impressive.
But, yes, sure, great, whatever. But the problem is, like, it's not selling if it doesn't affect the match.
Yeah.
You just limping around in between isn't selling.
Like climbing out of the ring, yeah.
Because it's not like he, just finished having his leg attack, hit a spear. You know, that's fine. Sell it afterwards. And then just threw him up for a jackhammer. Didn't struggle even a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not like the knee almost, but nothing. Just jackhammer.
And has there ever been a more obvious, I'm going to spear myself through this table spot than Lashley?
No, never in the entire world.
Never.
No.
Like,
that was his last offensive move, right?
It was his last offensive move, yeah, 100%. Because he set up the table in the corner. Goldberg was down in the opposite corner, not even near that table. Got up, lingered over to that table. Then Lashley goes to spear, and Goldberg just pretty much keeps walking. He doesn't actually do anything. Like, I was appalled that they went about it that way. And the whole time, I was like, he's going to spear himself through the table. Like, I just knew it. Everyone knew it. Anyone who has ever watched WWE before knew it.
Yeah.
And I was just appalled that they decided to go with that. Okay. Now, if they do that, he spears through the table just to get Goldberg some offense so the fans get to see Goldberg. Okay.
That
was never the plan.
That's not what happened at all.
It wasn't the plan because what they did was they had Lashley dominate. They have Lashley spear himself through a table. And then they have Lashley go entirely brain dead for the match and just get beat up for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yep.
Which, again, the match was too long.
Yeah.
Too long. Goldberg has no business going that long. Mm-hmm. Speared him through the barricade.
Yeah.
I just do not understand. I do not understand.
I don't know. I really don't know what to say. Like, and then he tried to murder him.
It is short-sighted, to say the least, to have Lashley lose to Goldberg. Short-sighted is a generous phrase.
Yes.
It's stupid.
Yes.
It's stupid.
Because you destroy everything you built up with Bob.
Lashley was a legitimate title threat all the time.
And here's the biggest problem. And, like, there's going to come a time when Goldberg can't do it anymore. And that's fine.
And the problem is...
how are you going to build another Goldberg if the old Goldberg keeps beating the new Goldberg?
And the worst part about all that is, when Goldberg can't do it anymore, we're going to see it real clearly because it's going to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Like, it almost killed
did.
Taker.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt somebody.
Yeah. Like, especially because he's wrestling these big guys.
Yes, because they still want us to believe Goldberg is like a behemoth.
Yeah.
Like a mammoth. Sure, Goldberg was cool. Very cool back in the day. I was a huge fan of Goldberg.
When he was 30.
Yeah, Goldberg's time has come and gone.
Yeah.
Lashley could quite literally be the new Goldberg.
Yeah.
And, like, granted, Bobby's an older guy, too. He's been around, but Bobby's in phenomenal shape. Bobby's
not slowing down.
I'm thinking maybe a top 5 or 6 athlete on the roster.
Yeah.
Like, Bobby's insane.
Mm.
He's insane. And now take all of those, like, intangibles out of the picture. You were writing Bobby Lashley as a killer for almost a year. Yeah, almost a full year. So, I mean, and if you even a little bit longer than that, because even like
as U.S. champion,
U.S. champion, like, so to take all that and throw it away to give fans at the Saudi show like, oh, you get the chance to like celebrate with Goldberg. They saw Goldberg. They got Goldberg's match twice. Yeah. That's enough. You don't need to sacrifice Lashley for it.
No, not at all. And I don't want to put this on him, but it might have been. Because Goldberg has been known to do the, no, I need to win, I need to be the superhero, blah, 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 blah. Like, this feud's about my kid, I can't lose for my kid, my son, blah, blah. Might have been a little bit of that backstage. A little bit of backstage politicking. I don't know. My sources haven't reached out yet.
Yeah.
I also don't have sources.
I am a source.
So, I don't know. But that's the idea I thought of right away. I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
I just can't. It almost took me out of the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
it was very close.
It was tough.
So where I'm saying it was an 8, 8.5, this is all of the point deduction. Like, this is almost all of it because of the outcome. And actually, the more I'm talking about it, maybe I'm not taking enough points off. Maybe I should be at a 7. Maybe I will give it a 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Because this match alone is just... And now that I'm talking about it again and refreshing these feelings that I experienced 3 hours ago, I'm still like, I'm furious.
Yeah. Yep.
And sure, was the spear through the double tables, was it a good spot? Sure. Goldberg should have got speared through the damn tables. Yeah. It should have been the other way. Mm-hmm. It should have been Lashley willing to, sell out for this. Goldberg's too old. He doesn't have it anymore. He said he was going to kill me. No, I killed him.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
Yep.
And guess what? Lashley right back to the title picture. Or even if not, Lashley's a dominant force on your show.
Yeah.
Now I see Lashley, he couldn't beat an old man.
Yeah.
He's lost his last 3 feuds.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
the Hurt Business is also just a joke.
The Hurt Business is finished. First of all, they throw the Hurt Business together to wrestle the Usos on a pre-show.
Yeah, that was
Didn't
weird,
even
right?
know that was a thing.
That's
You think that's a match you advertise. Those are 4 super talented guys. Yeah. So I missed that.
Yeah, me too. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it until the recap.
I didn't see it until it came up on my Twitter. I was like, oh, that's cool. I wish I knew about that.
I wish I knew, because I'm sure they delivered.
Yeah, I'm sure it was great.
But then they have Cedric come out to get backdropped, like you said. Knocked out
Sheldon
on a
took like a punch.
Yeah.
Or a kick.
Yeah.
And then Cedric got backdropped, and then they died.
Sheldon was gone so fast, I didn't even know he came out.
Yeah.
Gone so fast, I didn't know he came out.
Yeah.
Then with the kendo sticks, and maybe this is Bobby's fault. I doubt
Late
it.
to the spot.
I think Bobby was early, or because Goldberg just didn't have the stick in his hand, so Goldberg had to like adjust the kendo stick. So Lashley had to stand there.
Yeah.
Like, Goldberg, you're great, man. You had your time. Go ride off into the sunset. Just give it up.
There's no need to keep
just
coming
give
back.
it up, because it's stuff like that. It's little stuff like that is a terrible look. You should be able to get the kendo stick up fast enough. Mm-hmm. You should.
And here's, I think, the bigger issue is there's no continuity. Because, let's be frank here, Drew destroyed Goldberg.
Yes.
Buried him.
Yes.
And then you built up that Bobby was basically destroying Drew.
He did.
Dominated. Made him pass out at the biggest stage of the year.
Yeah.
And then Bob can't even beat...
At the showcase of the Immortals.
Goldberg's 8 months later?
I just don't get it. We could probably...
With a messed up knee?
Yeah. We could probably do an hour-long podcast on why Goldberg is bad for the company, but we'll just wrap it up by
do like
saying...
a 4-hour long.
Yeah.
I do a special.
Yeah. Give it ESPN 30 for 30.
Literally.
But
hours.
We'll just wrap it up with terrible.
Not good.
Bad result.
I don't know what you do with Bob now.
Yeah.
You're not going back to Big E, and now he sucks. I mean, I love Bob. One of my favorite wrestlers right now. Might be my current favorite wrestler. I just don't know what you do with him.
Yeah, he's up there for me too, but
it's great.
I mean, what do? You have him go win the U.S. title? You go feud with Damian Priest?
I mean, he's not going to be on TV. He's not going to be in the next pay-per-view.
So that's what I really don't understand is because the Hurt Business stinks. They stink.
Yeah.
They're not competitive.
No,
they stink. No. They lose every night. They embarrass themselves every night. Maybe when MVP comes back, he could do a little talking, like juice him back up, like I was gone and now you just went on this losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There's something creative that could maybe pull me back in.
Yeah.
Maybe. But if not, what do I care what Bobby Lashley does on TV tomorrow?
I have
Monday.
no idea. No idea.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you have ideas, if anyone has ideas, comments below.
Please tell us.
Tweet at us. Let us know what you think can happen with Lashley.
Yeah.
Let us know if you like that result. If you're a fan of Goldberg, you shouldn't be, but let us know.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, or tell us we're just missing it. Tell us Goldberg is so back and we're just jaded.
If we're missing it, I'd love to know why. I'd love to hear thoughts.
I would love to hear thoughts as well. But let's move on. Another guy that sounds like he's had enough of the company.
Finn is going as far away as possible.
Finn is gone. I said it. I texted him as the show's going on. I said, "This is the most boring." Finn's mailing in the entrance. Did not care. Did nothing. He walked straight to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He did his turnaround one time. And sure, maybe, the Saudi fans don't know the entrance and do the with them, but he mailed it in.
Yeah.
He
knew. There's certain people you could tell when they're going to win or lose. Finn is one of them. Cena has his moments.
No, well, I feel like Finn usually isn't, which is bad. So I feel like this is one of those times where, because when he came out for Roman,
you can
as a demon.
Okay, the demon's different.
Yeah, like he's real.
There's a lot of times with Finn where you're like, okay, he's not in the mood for this tonight.
Yeah. But dude, he mailed it in.
Yeah, he did.
And not that the match.
No,
was
the
bad.
match he did.
He did Xavier justice. Yeah. He made Xavier look very good.
Yeah.
But you could tell when somebody's just not in it, and he was not in it.
Mm-hmm. But he still did his job.
He just walked out. He did jacket flip, point, walk.
Yeah.
And he did the point 3 times.
Yeah.
He did not do anything. No fan interaction. Didn't look left. Didn't look right.
Yeah.
Right to the ring. Finn's getting out of here.
Yeah, I think
unfortunately, Finn Balor has had enough WWE.
I think so too.
First, Demons Unprotected with zero
explanation.
Zero.
Yeah.
Then gets to the finals of King of the Ring. You think, oh, maybe the Prince becomes the King. Nope. Instead, we're going to do some fan service, some obvious fan service, and put King of the Ring on Xavier, which was so obvious that I'm upset I missed it. So, like our last episode where I said, yeah, they probably make Jinder win because it's so...
Oh, we did say that,
I said it's so obvious that Xavier wins it all that he probably won't even make it.
Yeah.
This is the rare case where it was so obvious WWE did it.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah.
And not to discredit Woods, because he's good.
Yeah, he is good.
He deserves a singles push. He deserves to, be, in the spotlight, be highlighted a little bit because Kofi had it, Big E has it. Xavier Woods deserves it, but when you're doing it at the expense of a guy like Finn Balor, who's clearly 1 foot out the door, and I say clearly, it's just the body language. I have no idea. He could re-sign and
tomorrow
just...
and be like, oh,
yeah,
I love it here. It's my favorite place in the world.
He might have just hated traveling to...
Whatever it may be. There's going to be a ton of other things.
Yeah, but it's tough to have Finn Balor, who was built up to face Roman, who fought Roman well, who had Roman beat, lose King of the Ring less than a month later.
Yeah, that is tough. That's tough to do.
It's a bad look.
Yeah, it is.
It's, again, what you said before. There's no continuity. You talk about video games, right? Like a power level in a video game.
Yeah.
Certain people are just better than other people.
Yeah, 100%.
So Finn Balor, if you're talking about a fighting video game, is your A-tier fighter.
Yeah.
And Roman's S. So that's why Roman beats Finn. Xavier's a B or a C.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's not a slight at him. It's just where he falls on the roster.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't love seeing Finn Balor lose.
He's your upper mid-card.
Yeah.
Where Finn's your lower main card.
Event. Yeah. Which is still a gap.
Yeah.
Still a gap.
Yeah.
Same thing with Bobby. That's where Bobby was hanging around. And now Bobby's gone.
Yeah.
So
You know who's also gone? And we'll just back it. Seth is now out of the main card.
it has to be. He has to be. You can't sell me on Seth Rollins facing Big E after just losing.
Yeah, no.
It's
And I don't care about the brand.
No, I don't
change.
care about the brand.
Because guess
change.
what? Edge is
on
on Raw.
Yeah.
So he's going to talk about it.
So Edge is next man up. If that's
Oh, crap. He is, isn't he?
he might be, but I'm just saying in general. Like if Seth is there, then Edge would just be like, no, I'm up, and and that's how it has to go.
Where's Finn?
Finn's
Raw. They're going to do him and Edge.
Yeah, so Edge, when Edge re-signed, he did the whole guys I want to have a match with Seth and Finn. So he's been kind of getting all those other guys that he wanted. So I'm sure they'll do Finn next.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll spark some life back into Finn.
Yeah, maybe.
But Edge has to lose.
He won't.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Like we said last week, being Edge is enough.
Yeah.
Like being Edge propels you into your next feud because people want to wrestle Edge. Seth lost. That does not propel him into his next feud.
No.
Like Seth has to take a step back, maybe like character swap or something. Maybe the Messiah is dead. I don't know.
Maybe he's back.
Or maybe
The
he's
Visionary's
back.
dead. Maybe the Messiah's back.
He gets Austin Theory again.
They're there. He's there.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, like the tournament was fun. Xavier winning was obvious, so obvious. I don't hate that he won. I like Xavier.
Yeah, it's not against Xavier at all. It's more just like
that's the thing is I think we had one example like this before. It's not anti-Xavier.
It's Big E.
Yes, it's not, I'm not against Big E. I just don't think it's at the expense of Bobby. I like Xavier. I just don't think it's at the expense of Finn.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Which brings us to
Big E.
Big E. If we're being honest, was there ever
probably more predictable than Xavier somehow.
More predictable than any other match on the card.
Yeah.
There was never a shadow of a doubt, never the slightest doubt that Big E loses.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
Yep.
So, with that in mind, the two of them came out,
Had a good match.
put on a good match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
So that's the thing about a feud like this, where it's put together and they put together a good match and they wrestle. There's not a lot to say about it.
No.
The ending was predictable. You knew Big E was going to win. They needed him to have a signature win, like a concrete win, where like he beat Bobby, but maybe.
That's also kind of part of your your momentum feud, I would say.
Yeah.
Like your
Swinging
swing
into
feud,
the draft.
Your swing feud, yeah.
Yeah, so Drew's leaving. He's going to SmackDown. Big E sends him out.
Yeah, you can afford a loss there.
That's fine. So I don't care necessarily about Drew losing, but just another predictable match.
It's hard to keep me invested when I know you're not winning.
Yeah.
Like,
also,
but it did a good
the
job.
way Roman is as champion, they cannot emulate that with anybody else.
No, they can't.
They have not been able, and like Drew, Bobby, none of them have been able to like establish or get their roots in the ground like Roman did. Like when Roman was first champion, I don't think anyone kicked out of a spear.
No.
And like Big E had to hit a super big ending to beat Bobby, and had to hit 3 big endings or 2 big endings and a bunch of belly to bellies to beat Drew.
Yeah.
And like in a feud, in a match that he was never gonna lose.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
like, if you're gonna have Drew lose, send him out. You could have just protected the big ending and made it look good. Like you could have just done the one, had him miss the super one that happened, like where he pushed him off, and then just hit one and win.
Have Big E kick out of one Claymore and then hit a big ending and win.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I love Drew. I think Drew is phenomenal. He's a far better wrestler than Big E, but that's the route you're going. That's your champion. You want him to be strong. Make him strong.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is like continuity, like we talked about. If this is your guy, this is your guy.
Yeah.
Like you can't. This is your guy, but we really, really like Drew. He doesn't have the belt right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. This is your guy.
Yeah. I don't know what else there is to say about that. It's Big E, and he's gonna have a decent reign. I feel like depending who is next up.
He'll make it to Mania.
He's at least gonna make it to Survivor Series.
He'll make it. He'll make it to the Rumble.
I'm saying he's at least making it 1 month.
After he can't lose it after that Survivor Series.
Well, I'm saying after that, I don't know.
He'll make it to TLC, you're saying? He'll make it to December.
Yeah, potentially. I mean,
you think he loses on a Raw?
They're going to MSG again, right?
Are they?
For the holiday tour?
Yeah, but that's not a... That's not a SmackDown or Raw.
Haven't they changed it once on a house show? I mean, they won't do that.
Yeah, the only...
I don't know.
but nothing... Only, like, injuries and stuff.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
No.
But...
Not the Big E.
Yeah, he'll make it to the Rumble at least. That's fair.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who they build as the next feud. Because obviously Survivor Series is now which
It's
was so obvious.
I mean, they're gonna do that stuff first.
Survivor Series is Roman and the Bloodline versus the New Day. I'm sure.
It's not though.
I don't.
We'll talk about this later because I have some stuff I want to talk about that because that's kind of a mess.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know who's next for Big E. If I was in the dark, which I am as a fan, I would want to see my champion look real strong, and I don't think Big E looks real strong.
You know what it's time for, and you have the time for it. It's time for a tournament.
Yeah, I think so.
Time for a number one contender tournament.
And they saw
on Raw.
Yeah, they saw the success that they had with King of the Ring, and like, I hate to say, but maybe let Finn go win that one.
Maybe
go wrestle.
But like, you have the brand swap.
Yeah.
You have good guys, and you don't need a title picture feud until the beginning of December.
And the beauty about tournaments, which again I'm sure they won't do, but the beauty about a tournament is, if you wanted Seth Rollins to be the next guy, you get hot in the tournament, and that's a believable story. Like, he just can't lose.
Yeah.
Like, he had this set, like, looked himself in the mirror, sat himself down after that lost Edge, and said, "I got to get it together." And like, that's a believable story. Or same thing for Finn Balor. I lost to Roman. I lost the King of the Ring finals. I need to get it together. Yeah. Getting hot is a believable sports story.
Yeah.
Look at the Red Sox. Like, it's a believable thing. It happens.
Well, not anymore.
Well, yeah, not after that.
We're not going to talk about that.
The romping. But that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's believable.
Also, what's great with tournaments is, like, put people in there that aren't going to win, that you want on TV. Put Austin Theory in it.
Yeah, maybe.
Get him a good match against a legitimate guy.
Yeah.
Put Cross in it. Put Bearcat Lee in it.
Exactly.
Like, just put people that can be on TV.
You, like we said, this doesn't even have to be something that wraps up necessarily soon.
Yeah.
You can do this for 6 or 7, 8 weeks.
Yeah, I'd wrap it up by December.
Well, I mean, depending if you want to have that at TLC or not. But, like, sure, you wrapped it up by December. So if we started this Monday, 8 weeks, you have December pay-per-view last week of December.
Yeah.
That's
you have time to do it.
You can have a full-blown tournament. That's huge. And that's weekly booking that people want to tune in for.
Yeah.
I want to see how the tournament progresses.
Because the matches then have actual consequence.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, they're wrestling to have this feud or whatever it may be. Yeah. Like, there's a legitimate
Cesaro versus Seth again.
Yeah, there's like a legitimate consequence to Cesaro versus Seth. Because now you're getting a good match.
Yeah.
And hey, like, there's a reason.
Someone's moving forward.
There's a need to win.
Yeah, so that's what we got out of Big E, Drew. A tournament that won't happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Solid match.
Yeah.
Obvious ending.
Yep.
The women's triple threat.
It was good. It was actually pretty good. They all did a really good job. I liked, they did a lot of like really cool of like the 3-person move things.
So it started awful, but that's just par for the course with triple threat matches.
One day they will start a triple threat match cool.
I don't know
they're
why
always
it's so
just
hard
awkward.
Yeah, it's always so hard for them to get something started. But once they got going, it was fine.
Yeah.
Bianca's strong.
Yeah, real strong.
Like, yes,
real strong.
Sasha's helping you out a little bit with
but you're still holding her up above your head.
And then pushing her over.
Yeah.
Like, that's strong.
It's strong. It's really strong.
Any like notable spots? They did a lot. The hair spot with Sasha and Bianca was awesome.
Yeah.
Where she pulled her through on her own hair to flip her and like.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
It was a really good like sequence.
I wanted Sasha to whip her with the hair.
Yeah,
like a
so
little
did I.
Mania
Payback
callback,
for Mania.
But that did not happen.
That would have been long-term storytelling.
But they hate that. They hate it.
Hate it. Also, you wouldn't have been able to see the scars because of the T-shirts.
Yeah, but the scars only really mattered after the match.
That's true. Michael Cole has no idea.
He has no idea what Disarmor is.
No idea.
He has literally no clue.
She goes for a normal armbar, and he goes, "Oh, the Disarmor's in! The Disarmor's in!" And then I guess somebody in his ear corrects him.
Michael, that's not the Disarmor.
Because as soon as she rolls it over, and he goes, "No, now she's got the Disarmor."
Yeah, every time. And it's every single time.
But yeah, just get it right, dude. It's Becky Lynch. It's not like it's, the woman.
And it's all you had to be like, oh, armbar, maybe she'll convert this kind of thing.
Exactly.
That's all you have to do. Like, it's real easy fix,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
That's a bad miss for Michael Cole.
Yeah, like, you're too good for that.
You're a top woman, maybe second from the top.
She's not new.
Yeah, it's Becky Lynch.
It's been so long.
The man.
She's been doing the Disarmor since NXT.
Yeah. So that's a bad miss, but that's us nitpicking.
But no, it was a really good match.
Yeah.
I think.
I got worked bad. Very bad at the end. Like, I thought Becky was done
that was
for.
never crossed my mind.
Yeah. And so last episode of our predictions, we both take Becky. It's a lock. No, nothing to worry about.
Mortal lock of the year.
Then she gets hit with the KOD, and I'm like, this is it. And I, classic WWE triple threat fashion. I'm like, Sasha's going to throw out Bianca. Sasha's going to win. I'm like, they're doing it. They're going to have both belts on SmackDown. Wrong. And they did it well.
Yeah, they did a really good job
very
of
well
it.
by having Bianca and Sasha like fight it out to try and get back in the
Yeah.
ring. And then the roll-up finish, man. You want to make Becky a heel, that's a good way to do it. Grab the rope.
I normally don't like the roll-up.
Yeah.
And I think roll-ups work really well in triple threats for this reason, right?
Mhm.
So you have the finisher happen, and then you have them, like, that little side fight.
Yep.
And if you're Sasha, like, through your mind, you're just like, I got to scurry, I got to get
Yeah,
there. You're not thinking about anything else. You're just, I got to get on top of her.
Yep.
And then it's just snap, now you're not.
And then the
And
leverage.
that works.
Yeah, I thought the finish was
The
awesome.
rope grab also was fantastic. That was a really good job.
I honestly thought the finish was the best part.
100%. It was a really good finish.
Yeah, they nailed it. Good for them. Kudos to them.
Yes.
Maybe third or fourth best match on the card of a 9-match card. That's pretty good.
Yeah, probably 3. I would
Yeah.
give it 3,
Yeah.
personally. I think it was behind Roman,
And then obviously.
and then I think Seth is the best one.
So let's get right into that then. Roman.
You could start.
All right. So listen, they were delivering one hell of a match. You talk about storytelling.
For me, it was a great 97%
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
match. I
So
loved 97% of it.
the way that they were wrestling was the story of two guys that have gone at it before, and Roman. Where normally when you see people fight Brock, it's like, I'm a scared little child. Like, okay, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And Roman, he brought it to Brock. Like, to start the match, brought it to Brock.
One of the things that Michael Cole had said, that the dynamic was so different this time. Because it was last time it was Roman trying to get to the top of the mountain, trying to knock Brock off.
Yep.
Now it's Brock's chasing the mountain.
Yeah, and that's not a position Brock is accustomed to.
No.
But I continue here. Seeing Roman just keep grabbing the ropes, keep fighting off the suplexes, it's great. Like, that's a guy who's been suplexed a million times, who knows what he has to do, who knows how to counter it at this point. That's great.
Whether you think Roman's the best in the world
Yeah.
or not, you know what, say Kenny, say Seth, say whoever you want. Roman is the best storytelling wrestler in the world.
Yeah, I don't even...
Undoubtedly the best storytelling wrestler in the world.
And, like, at this point, I'm going into Roman matches, like, and if it's not as good as this is, I'm, like, let down.
Yeah.
Because he's so good. And, like, sure, maybe I'm a little easy on Roman. I'm definitely a Roman guy at heart. Like, he's my favorite wrestler. So maybe I'm a little bit easier on him. But I'm on it. I don't see a lot to critique after this match.
You know Roman's good because I really don't like Roman.
Yeah.
I was a very anti-Roman guy for a long time. But, like, when someone's good, you got to recognize they're good.
Yeah.
So, like, if Roman messes up, I'll let you know he messed up. But right now, he's been doing phenomenal. Like,
Yeah. So to keep avoiding the suplex is great. Gets Brock outside the ring. Throws caution to the wind. That was your top guy. The top guy going full bore over the top rope. Yeah. He's selling out to wrestle Brock Lesnar, to put on a show for the fans with Brock Lesnar. Then, of course, they work their way back in. It gets physical. The suplexes, the Superman punches. The storytelling is phenomenal. These are two guys that have been in the ring before. They know how to get the better of each other. Gets off, kicks out of the first F5. Okay. Roman's strong. Roman is strong. Getting German, kicks out of the first F5. Doesn't know what to do. Gets him up, does it again, goes for the second F5. This is where it gets a little Charles Robinson, the most senior referee for WWE. And I get it. You want your senior guy out there for the big match. But at the same time, your senior guy's out there for the big match because he's not going to make mistakes.
yeah. He's going to know where to be when things are happening.
So the first thing I said was Charles Robinson's a veteran. He knows not to be there. And that's us being,
I also
if this was a real, real sport, I'd be...
I also think my issue was not necessarily that he was there. Is that, like, it's not like he, like, came... If he had, like, started behind Brock and, like, came around to make sure nothing else was happening and then got hit, fine. But he was just standing there looking at him like, he's about to F5 him. Like, you're just in the way.
So then Roman hits his knees into Charles Robinson. Charles Robinson goes down like a ton of bricks, laying flat.
He's the best. He's, like, top 5 sellers in the company.
Yeah. So
like, not
he's
referees.
Dead.
Talent.
Yeah, he's dead. Brock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably all the way up to 30. Gets up. Picks up Charles Robinson with one hand.
By the belt.
Like a little dog, and just drops him.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Then, fast forward a little bit. You got Roman, you got Brock, both dead in the middle of the ring. What does Paul Heyman do?
Throw the belt in the middle.
Throw the belt in. A distraction. So this is where we differ in opinion. I think that this gets written in as Paul is the mastermind. Paul knew the whole time the belt would be the ultimate distraction for Brock. He wants it. He's going to grab it and try to pick it up. Sure enough, that's what happens. And who else but the Bloodline, but we the ones, the Usos come up behind him. Boom, huge super kick. Then Roman takes the belt, lines him up. Boom, title shot to the head, which I love that is still protected. That needs to, like, they do a lot with weapons that should be knocking people out and winning.
Here's why I think this one's protected as well.
It's Roman's.
No. We've seen people get hit with the belt for real.
Yeah.
So you know what happens when you get hit with the belt for real.
Yeah, you gash.
Ask Gigi Dolan what happens when you get hit in the head for real with the belt.
You get messed up. And then a second ref comes out, 1, 2, 3, match is over. So my only problem, so obviously the Charles Robinson thing was a little iffy for me. My only problem is the Usos came out, sprinted. So this second ref saw all the messing around, the DQ material, and decided, I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3.
I mean, that's classic.
I know that happens. I, as a fan, would have preferred to see the Usos pick up Charles Robinson, roll him back in the ring, and then Charles Robinson in his dazed and confused, that always happens as well. 1, 2, 3, just ring it up and fall back down.
Yeah, I think that would have been better.
And then guess what? Charles Robinson takes an F5. I mean, that's just me going over the top. But I think that would have been better, and that would have salvaged, I think, some of the sour taste for other people. But go ahead. Let them know your thoughts.
So here's my problem with this. And I think self-contained, I don't have an issue with most of it. I pretty much agree with Zach with a lot of the points. Mm-hmm. Here's my problem. When's the next time we revisit this? The earliest?
After the Rumble.
Okay, so Mania.
Yeah.
Fastlane, whatever it may be. It's
like,
what, 5 months from now?
So you have Survivor Series. That
Series,
eats a full
TLC,
month.
Rumble.
And then you could have Brock
something
win
in the middle.
Rumble.
You're going to have Brock Lesnar win the Royal Rumble?
You could.
Okay. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
I would never do that. Oh, yes, you could. The middle one, which is either the Chamber, like Fastlane or whatever it is, and then Mania. Right?
Yeah, so I guess realistically, there isn't another opportunity to get this unless they shoehorn it back in right away.
It'd be TLC or Mania.
Yeah.
Or you gotta wait the full time.
Wow.
Okay. What's the story?
I got wronged by the Usos.
Okay, how can you do that for 4 weeks? The problem is you had the story. Mm-hmm. The story was, whose side is Paul on? Mm-hmm. That was the story, and that was more important than the match.
Like we said, yeah.
That's what they were. Even the WWE was promoting it as that, because that's how they introduced the promo package was, and all this Paul Heyman stuff, blah blah blah. Like that's what was important.
Yeah.
That's gone now.
Yeah.
Like that story's over. So like the next time we go to this, you can't sustain a story for that long, other than he screwed me. Yeah. All right, that's great. Now I need to do that for 5 more weeks, because especially if it's Mania season.
You're going to need more than that.
You're going to need 6 to 8 weeks of build-up, because you get that long gap in between the February and Mania.
Yeah.
So my problem is, like, I'm not going to care about that anymore when it gets to the time, because Roman's going to be through 5 more main event pay-per-view matches.
The only potential that can happen, so you have Survivor Series, which is a mandatory pay-per-view. They do that. That's their thing. So Raw, SmackDown champions, they will be facing off. But in the meantime, that doesn't require build. That's a 1 week build, if you need it, which Big E and Roman...
Or the Survivor Series?
I'm saying Survivor Series. Okay. So Roman and Big E already have the background. Mm-hmm. So you don't really need to build that too much. But what could happen is this Friday night on SmackDown, or if they're not back in time, next week on SmackDown, Roman's first question is, who are you throwing the belt to? Mm-hmm. And then you keep this going just a little bit more, and then you have Brock, who are you throwing the belt to? So you have this going for 1 more, but that's not carrying you to Mania. That's getting to like TLC. So it would either have to be revisited right away, or it's going to be a lackluster feud. And I say that now, when they rebring Brock Lesnar, and I'm going to be like, oh, I love Brock Lesnar. Like, let's get Brock and Roman. But realistically, if they don't do it now, their window is going to close.
That's what my problem is. Like, you had a perfect feud, and I feel like you threw it away for like a cheap moment kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that was just me. The match was great.
Yeah.
It's just... self-contained, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
just when I started to look at like the bigger picture,
story
maybe
implications,
I didn't love that.
And that's
real quick.
Yeah.
That's not really related to Saw the show. Were you talking about the Survivor Series thing?
Oh yeah.
That really can't happen. New Day versus Bloodline.
Oh yeah. You meant to get to that. Yeah. Let's hear why.
Well, because they do Raw versus SmackDown.
Right, but okay, so that's you're right. If the Usos are still champion, they can't do it.
Even if
I was almost implying that you get Roman, and I like almost in my head I'm like forgetting that the Usos are champions. So it's like, even though the New Day's on SmackDown, they're not champions. They would just like as support go and like do.
Yeah, but then what do? You just leave RK Bro out of it?
No.
How do you build the Usos and RK Bro? Or, I mean, they could drop the belts technically, but then your only backup is the Street Profits.
And I hate to say that the Usos need the belts as long as Roman does, because they don't necessarily.
Here's the other problem though: if the Usos don't have the belt, that match isn't going on the card.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have like Big E and Roman with whatever kind of interference you want, but like you're not getting a side match of the Usos and the New Day. Like, that's not happening. The card's way too booked.
And then again, which I know they won't do, but if it was like New Day versus Bloodline, winner takes all, that would be awesome. They would never do it, but it would be awesome.
Well,
it would really just be for Roman to have both belts. Every gold.
He also takes the tag belts.
Yeah, Roman tags himself in.
Yeah.
But that's Crown Jewel.
That's Crown Jewel, guys.
If you like the
pod, subscribe down below. Comment, like the video. Let us know what you think. Follow us on the socials. Twitter and Instagram at resthold_pod. Pretty much live tweeting every pay-per-view, every Raw, SmackDown, NXT that we can.
Yeah.
We are on, obviously, YouTube and then any kind of podcast sites. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you can find us there.
Yeah. We're trying to interact more with the fans. Yeah. Our likes are going up, our views are going up a little bit. So if you guys want to interact, definitely hit us up. We've been checking comments and stuff, so we're going to be more active. Trying to put a few more things in the works. We're going to bring you maybe a few shorter clips, shorter videos, see how those do. And then if you guys, want to send in questions, you'll get featured on the podcast. So
absolutely.
Just interact with us, guys.
Yeah, thanks again, guys.
If you liked
Thanks for watching.
Throw a like.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.